Hi, welcome to Stop Panic. Now, if you suffer from panic attacks, you may not realise what's happening when you're in a state of panic is the body is firing off the fight or flight mechanism. And this means that a lot of adrenaline is coursing through the system. Now, this would have been useful thousands of years ago because it's a powerful chemical that gives us the extra energy to do one of three things: either to freeze with fear if we're in a forest and there's a saber-toothed tiger there, which the tiger would be looking for movement, or the smell. Now, if you're not moving, you've eliminated one of the possibilities of being eaten, and it's likely to go after something in the distance, or the flight sort of mechanism, which gives you the energy to leg it out of there. And by the time you've got to a safe distance and you've run with the herd, if you're one of the fittest, then you're likely to survive. Or the fight mechanism, which human skin and saber-toothed tiger is perhaps not a useful idea unless you've got some other tools to be able to fight off that tiger. But this isn't useful if you're having these same feelings in Sainsbury's. And a lot of times the fear is that you're going to faint, you're going to end up doing something like the dying fly, and everybody's going to look at you and think you're absolutely ridiculous. And you've got these feelings going on that feels almost like you're having a heart attack because of the tension that's going on here. Now, there are many ways that you can stop this, and preparation is usually the key, because when you're actually in a state of panic, it's a lot more difficult to get you out of it than if you do some foreplanning. Now, on my CD, there's an opportunity to use techniques the same as top athletes would do, of rehearsing success over and over. So we retrain your neurology what we expect to do in the situation where previously we would have panicked. And also on the recordings, there are a little technique where it will count you out of a panic. So if you put it on your iPod and you've got it with you and you listen to it, it will count you out of that state when you're actually in it. And this can be something that will really make a difference. You've all heard, oh, do 10 deep breaths. They tend not to be effective because we don't measure them. And if you did 10 deep breaths and you'd measured the state of panic was 9 out of 10, by the time you've done the 10 deep breaths, it may only have gone down to an 8. But if you've measured it, at least it's showing you that you're going in the right direction. If you've not measured it, it just feels like nothing's happened. It hasn't worked. And on my CD, I put step by step how we can count you out of it, because how we create reality is what we say to ourselves, what we picture in our mind's eye, whether we're aware of it or not, and then it generates the feelings. So I tackle each of these modalities and give you techniques to change what you're picturing in your mind's eye, and you will be aware of it when you're in that state, as I guide you to be aware of what you are picturing, and we can change that. And awareness of what you're actually saying, we can change it in any number of ways, with the tonality, with slowing it down, with changing it so it sounds cartoon-like. And our feelings as well, we can undo certain feelings. They had to come from somewhere. If you're churning your stomach and you actually pay attention to this and notice that, oh, it's going in this direction, and if you give it a colour and then you switch it and you change the colour to say the opposite colour and you turn it round, the weirdest thing is you can actually undo the feelings, and that too will take another step down out of the panic. And so I systematically guide you through this step by step that takes you out of that. Also on the CD is the trance, which will plant the suggestion on how to be cool, calm, collected in many situations, and it will lift a lot of residual panicky feelings that kind of get hooked onto the thought, because as you start thinking in the wrong direction, it's almost like the brain is so helpful that it gives you other reasons to panic and other reasons to panic, which is probably why you're listening to this here. You've got to a point where maybe the panic's getting worse and it's bad enough now that you think, I need to do something about this. Now, this recording will help, and obviously it's got a 60-day money-back guarantee, so good luck and let me know how you've got on.